How are you doing, folks, and welcome back to the Chilli Northerner. It's 2025, it's the beginning of February, and I'm back here at the cupboard at the top of the stairs in my bathroom. And this time, I've done something different. Check this out. Oh, I promise you, I ain't doing anything dodgy, officer. Yes, that's right, folks, I have lined my cupboard in some silver foil stuff you can buy off any world-dominating corporation. Do you want to take a look? However, let's have a look. So those of you at the channel, I'll just explain a few things. I live in the south of England. I don't have a greenhouse. I have a small back garden, and I do this just to prove that you can still grow chilies, and quite a few varieties of chilies, in your back garden without the aid of glass. So I have a small conservatory which I kind of like use to kind of like harden them off, but then predominantly most of them will go outside eventually around, like, you know, the end of the last frosts, probably like, you know, end of April, beginning of May, so to speak. So yeah, and this year I am not going crazy on the daft heat super hots. So, you know, I tried to grow some 7-pot primos last year. I know the season last year was excuse me language, it was crap. It was a lot of bad weather. It was a cold summer by the standards here in the UK, and yeah, it wasn't too great at all. And that kind of was the proof at the end of my season, where I didn't have a great deal to show for it. I had a bumper crop of canes, but my garden seems to suit canes quite nicely. I mean, they are like quite an easy chilli to grow. So yeah, fair enough. I don't hold any bonus points for that one. But the previous year I had a decent crop of nagas and a few good ghost peppers as well. So that's what I'm going to do again this year. I'm growing the Dorset naga. I'm going to grow the ghost chilli. I do have one other super hot that is going to be an absolute belter. Scoville rating unknown, but I'll show you that. I'll talk about that in a bit. So this year I'm not growing as many super hots. Well, I am growing a few super hots, but most of them are around the 1 million Scoville area. I find that if I grow anything that's like north of that, I kind of struggle. In my personal experience, this may not be everyone's personal experience, but for me personally, with my kind of like growing, the way I grow things over the season, obviously it's outdoors. I don't have a greenhouse, as people that know the channel will realise. So I can't bump the heat up and prolong the season as better as others can. So let's have a look. Let's see what I'm growing this year, and instead of actually blabbering on about like every single goddamn plant that I'm doing, I'm going to list them in the screen, probably around over here or thereabouts. With the Scoville ratings next to it as we actually go along. All right, let's have a look. So in this first tray, I've got see this one here that says candy cane. That's a chocolate candy cane. So I've got them all coming down this side. So each time there's a new lollipop stick, they all go down like that. That's just how I do things, really. Is just try to keep it as simple as possible. So the first row, you've got chocolate candy cane. The second row is a new one for me. It's called Count Dracula. The third one is a sweet pepper called Blot. I'm a big fan of the Blot Outdoor Show. Fellow northeastern chap. Go and check him out if you need to. The fourth row here is the Vampire. Now I believe the Vampire actually might be a purple leaved plant. Nothing come through yet. I mean, I only planted these the other day, so I expect they might come up at some point during this next working week. So on tray number 2 in the first row, I've got the yellow Fatale. This is a habanero, a pointy habanero, quite fiery. Next one is the Kangstar Lemon Starburst, which is a cross between a Scotch bonnet and a Bahamian goat. I've only got a few seeds there, so it doesn't come right till the very end. So it's just what I had left over from the previous year. So the next one is the fantastic Dorset Naga. So that one is around about 1 million to 1.2 million Scovilles, and I had a decent crop off them when I did them a couple of years ago. So I'm going to try them again. And the last one here is the Poblano, which is a rather large pepper with a kind of sweetish edge to it, and yeah, it's quite spicy. The third tray is the first three are a bit of a difference for me, and I must thank one individual. This is Warren from the Oil Spill Chili Co. I think I've got that right. I'll put his link down in the description, or display it on the screen there. So he sent me some crosses that he's been doing over the last couple of years. So the first one is a Thai Pinot, so that's a Thai crossed with a jalapeno, which is quite an interesting one, to be fair. So I'm really looking forward to growing these three, to be fair. This one in the second row could be an absolute belter. So it is the Dorset Naga crossed with the Big Mustard Mama. And so, I mean, you've got two parentage there which are absolutely blow your socks off hot, face meltingly hot. So let's just see how I mean, he's showing us some of the phenotypes that he's had so far. I think this is on F2 or F3, but already he's got some good phenotypes from it. So I'm looking forward to growing them. The next one is a black Thai, which again looks a very interesting plant, and it's a purple leaved plant. Again, really looking forward to growing those three. Next one is the beloved Scotch bonnet in that fourth row. We all know about the Scotch bonnet anyway. The fourth tray in the first row is a Serrano excuse me, I'm going to have to say Temperellino or something like that. I'll put in the correct spelling on the screen for you there right now. Because I am useless to that. Julio or Giorgio. The next one is the spaghetti chili, which is a member of the cayenne family. Very long and thin. Looking forward to them. Look quite nice. Apparently, they do take ages to ripen, so I've been told. The third one is one of my favourites. Obviously, people that know me, know I have another channel who enjoys the spooky stuff. So hence why I've got the vampire and the Count Dracula in the first one. I had to have them. So then the third row here on the fourth tray is the ghost chili. So yeah, one of my favourites. It really is a fantastic chili, lovely bumpy surface. Looks pretty damn good, to be fair. And the last one is probably my favourite chili, to be fair. Very versatile, and that is the cayenne, and that's the Fire Flame variety. Did really well for me last year, so it's a solid staple, and I use them for making sauces, cooking, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I just want to briefly talk about the propagator that I'm using. It is the Stewart heated thermostatically controlled propagator, and it goes up to the required temperature, which is around about 28 degrees C, if you want to help the germination along quite nicely. Obviously, if I can actually say germination. But yeah, I used it last year, works really well. So yeah, I'll keep on using it. I don't really have space to have any more than what this is, to be fair, so that is what I'm using. I'll leave a link for it down in the description. So folks, short and sweet video, I know, but obviously as things roll on, they'll get a bit more detailed as the season rolls on. I didn't want to bore you to death by rambling about various things that they haven't even actually grown and started yet. So that is my lineup for 2025. Again, if you like this kind of stuff and you want to see how I do through the year, as I said before, I don't have a greenhouse. It's purely grown outside. I live in the south of England, so the temperature is a little bit warmer than the rest of the UK, and yeah, seems to work quite well. I mean, as I said, last year was an absolute dreadful season, but the previous seasons, I've been doing this for about 4 or 5 years there now, 4 years I think. So the previous seasons were actually quite decent because the summer was quite decent. So I am heavily weather dependent. But that's just the way it goes, and that's the only way I'm going to do it, to be fair. But you know, I still enjoy it. So if you're going to enjoy this one, if you're going to like what I'm going to do, please subscribe, hit that like button and do a little bit of sharing. So massive thanks again to everybody that's watched it, and I'll see you on the next one.